from an e-ticketing perspective, I want to take you through who we are, Trux, just a little bit about us, how we're viewing e-ticketing, what the Trux solution is, and then if there's any questions, and we'll go that way. So a few quick facts. I think we've covered it ad nauseum here today, right? E-ticketing is generally coming. I have spent the last few years talking with DOTs, designing our e-ticketing solution. So it is ultimately rolled out, coming out to every single state. At some point or the other, there are different ways in which data is being collected, but ultimately, e-ticketing will be, for every material, that's where the future lies, right? So I think the thought is, what we're here to talk about today is, giving you some views of different technologies and what's important, but also, to me, how are we improving efficiency, right? That's the whole goal of this. E-ticketing is kind of a compliance effort to capture data that sits on a paper ticket today, right? That's at its core all it really is. So to me, from a Trux perspective, what I want to kind of quickly talk about is, instead of just kind of talking about compliance, but how does, the software that you select, or if you choose to do it, improve your own business, but also improve the customer experience, right? Who's ordering from you, who's being delivered to, et cetera. So quickly for Trux, we have a little over 30,000 insured drivers as of today on our platform. More than 4 million loads have been delivered through the Trux platform. 25 new drivers are taking their first shift every day on average. That goes up and down throughout the season. There's been significant growth within Trux, right, and a lot of logistics spend going through the platform on a regular basis. So, as I mentioned before, right, I think the benefits of e-ticketing are pretty clear from a safety perspective. It's the way that the industry is moving, digitizing information, being able to capture it, report on it, all the things that we see across every single industry, right, and how tech is impacting those. So to me, the focus is really, how do I get a single source of truth that improves the customer experience? And that's what I want to take you through is, what does a customer experience look like utilizing the Trux platform, right? Because outside of all of the benefits you get from being able to dispatch better and all your increased operational efficiency, is what are my customers experiencing? How do I maintain e-ticketing compliance while making it beneficial to my customer? All right, so I'm going to take you through the journey of kind of what it looks like from a customer perspective, so you can get a sense of that from the Trux side, right? So once an order is made, the customer, along with any of the other contacts that need to receive the information, receives an order confirmation, right? A very simple, straightforward email. It can be delivered through text as well, to say, this is what you've ordered, here's when it's planned to be delivered, here's the delivery location, right? So everyone is on the same page up front, very clearly. We have all the information in one spot, right? And that's got your scheduled delivery start time. That then leads to the actual order being delivered, right? Once that first load or someone has punched in to any job, right, the customer and any other contacts who need it, including the DOT, right, are going to receive a link notification to the delivery tracker. So the way I like to think of this is, when you order a pizza from Domino's today, right, you want to go, where is that thing, right? You get a link, you get a tracker, you can see exactly where all that information is. And this delivery tracker is a dynamic link that opens up on your phone. There's no app that needs to be downloaded. Regardless of whether or not you have the Trux app, you can get on this website, you can see where your delivery is, how you're delivering against the time, where all the trucks are, where everything has been delivered at the load site. And this is kind of the beginning of the e-ticketing experience, right, which is ultimately just a data output out of this experience. Upon completion of a job, right, you get a new text or say, hey, this job is coming to a close. All of the loads that should have been delivered have been delivered, and within each one you'll see, here's the e-ticket, right? Here's the actual ticket itself. All that ticket information has been passed through. You can access that. An inspector, anyone from the DOT can add their notes, add temperature, weights, everything that needs to be added throughout this process from a single source of truth. That then gets tagged back to that dispatch order, back to the ticket, and this is archivable, so you can achieve it at really any single time, right? So everyone involved on the product, on the project, can see all this information at the same time. They're seeing tracking of where the geofence is, where they're being delivered, whether or not it's been delivered inside or outside of the geofence. So all of that is very quickly and easily, without even having an app, you can access all that information. And then the end result of this all is the dispatch summary, right? When the order has been completed or on a daily basis, right, there's a dispatch summary that comes out that includes all of this information. If you don't look at the delivery tracker, it gets grouped, put into a nice clean data file that can then be, consumed. These are the data elements that mean e-ticketing compliance, right? That's really the whole output of what e-ticketing is. But you're taken through kind of a very clean, very easy journey to say, I want to get this information. I don't want to have a lot of, I want to be able to look at it throughout the day, add information to it, but I want to have one single source of truth that I can look back and, submit wherever it needs to go. So that's really the process of e-ticketing. All of the compliance, after meeting with all the DOTs, right, there's compliance language everywhere. We meet, all of those requirements, just like generally the rest of the group here does. To me, it's more about how does it improve your own business, which Jeremy will kind of tell us about, but also how does the customer experience this, right? And is it painful? Is it a painful thing for them to deal with? Can they see the information that they need to see in a very quick and easy manner? And that's where we've really put a lot of our resources to in seeing how does the customer experience the Trux application in terms of ordering material and receiving material. So Jeremy, our National Director of Operations, hop up here and talk through the other side of the platform, I guess.
We are a hauler-centric platform, and we don't mind collecting COIs. We don't mind sending out notifications 30 days in advance to let you know that your haulers COI is due. We don't mind helping reconcile your invoices. We see the power in that. We also know that underwriting has been down over the last 15 years. We need dump trucks, right? We all do. So with that being said, what exactly is it that the Trux platform does? Well, it works with your whole office. It works with your entire unit. So if I'm in the office or the war room, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do the next day. What our production is going to be? How are we going to efficiently dispatch through that? Move it to the plant, to our point of sale. We still have to involve a truck. We dispatch it through the truck. We find the best ways to go through an application. Why? Because we all have smartphones. I also want, between the truck and the site delivery, I also want you to be able to have the ground foreman be able to have control over what's going on the ground as well, and not just rely on the dispatching office. So there's 2 points there, the office and the ground. We can switch trucks around through that as well. So how can trucks deliver you value? Where are we increasing value? We're doing it both for the hauler, staying on the route with GPS, faster plant turnaround times, running the drums at the appropriate speed, and hauler utilization. Is that saving time in dispatching, hauler confirmation with truck and driver selection, and truck location and delivery tracker, which is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best value drivers we have. The digital scheduling, hauler confirmation, and truck location is something that not only you'll be able to see, but also is something your customer will be able to see as well. So can we actually save time and money on trucking? And the answer is absolutely yes. The reason is because you're getting, we're paying in 7 days. You're paying in 7 days. You're actually knowing what your spend is that day. The agility to know, the ability to know how much you're spending in trucking and to be agile with your production on the ground. It's extremely paramount in this industry. So this is a favorite part of mine. This is exactly what it looks like for somebody to dispatch from our system. Okay? It's a drop and drag mechanism. And as you'll see within that drop and drag mechanism, we have a stoplight mentality. You've got a red, green, yellow. Those are each of your jobs. Okay? If you're running underproduction, you're going to have a red color. If you're running overproduction, you're going to have a green color. If you're running yellow, so what? It's okay. You can actually take the trucks that you have on those jobs and reallocate them out and move them over. So we really pride ourselves on the ease of use from that component as well. So that is something that I wanted to show you is, I think, very valuable. assign your driver base, knowing exactly who owns what the capacity is, monitor orders progress when needed, and view the cycle times. We all think we conceptually have this magical formula for cycle times. We don't. What we do have is data that's coming back. How can we accurately get that data back to the cycle time? We can track our company-owned trucks. We can track our third parties. We can view locations, speed, time, accuracy. We all do this stuff, guys. Every single one of us in this room does do this stuff. But it all starts with cycle time. What does it look like for a hauler to see our application? We feel like whether you're a telematics piece, we also feel like whether you're any bolt-on application, what is the hauler going to see? Inherently in this industry, one of the hardest things to do through technology is drive adoption. How do you drive adoption? How do you get people to stay on a platform and work for you? The easiest way is to make it easy for your people and to make it easy for them. So this is exactly what our haulers see. Nothing to hide. They see the job you send them. They see the plant location. They see where they're going, and they see what they're getting paid. This is where I love what we do. This is for you as a customer servicing your customers. This is where what I consider an unparalleled customer experience. It's our delivery tracker, much like the pizza tracker. But if you're selling a material, you have somebody on the ground laying that material, what if they get off the road 30 minutes early? What if they know that last load notification is coming to them that says, hey, man, Earl's 10 minutes down the road. Thank you, guys. I'm going to come back and I'm going to buy your material because I can actually get off the road faster. You guys actually helped me dial in my estimate better. I can get off. Not only am I doing that, you're also sending me an e-ticket. And you're sending it through your rock, you're sending it through your asphalt, anything you haul. Another thing that's really neat that we do, we also gather real-time analytics within your plants. So you'll also know that how long each truck is sitting where. And that really helps drive what you do with your time and with your resource allocations. And so if you really want to dial into the efficiency on the ground, stuff like that, these are the analytics that we provide back. E-ticketing it was rolled out in Tennessee on July 1st. Applications are great. Telematics are great. Inherently, there's going to be a challenge of communicating, and you're going to have to communicate with the hauler, in my opinion. Always going to have to communicate with the hauler. I'm not saying the hauler has to do everything, but they're a very integral part of your process. So to leave them out and not think that they're going to be able to drive value, it's not going to happen. We're seeing that now. We're seeing it in multiple states. Can this technology help? Yes, absolutely it can. That was one of the best things that I feel like we have done as an organization was getting out ahead of this game, getting adoption rates up. Doesn't matter what my customer bases are right now. Y'all could be in this room, you may not be. But at the end of the day, I've got 30,000 dump trucks on a platform that you can communicate to that also have all these e-ticketing capabilities. And not only that, you're lucky in the state of Texas because it's not mandatory. But if it does go mandatory, we're here. If it does go to aggregate, we're ready. So there's a lot to think about. So I do want to thank y'all for your time and your attention and just let you know that sometimes cell phones and applications may be the best way to go. They don't require seats, they don't require licenses, but they do require a hauler, and that's something we do need. So I do thank you for your time. You all have been very patient. Thank you for having us.